Hello everybody and welcome to part 5 of my video sailing course. In this video I explain the point of sail broad reach. Everything I show in this video you also find in my book Learn to Sail with Captain Sailnator. There I describe everything very comprehensively step by step and explain a few more tips and tricks that I could unfortunately not show in this video. You find a link to the book in the video description. Disclaimer: this video is not meant as a solo teaching aid. It is intended as a supplement to a sailing course. Never go on board a sailboat without an experienced sailor, or rather only under the supervision of a licensed sailing instructor. Thank you very much. So far we have learned that it is impossible to sail straight into the wind because the sails are blown backwards to the stern when the bow is pointing into the wind. This way no thrust by lift or thrust by resistance can be generated. That's why we first have to bear away from the wind to get wind into the sails. To do so, the helmsman pulls the tiller towards him. Then the bow turns away from the wind and at about 45 degrees we reach the point of sail, close halt. This way we could continue sailing if we want to stay on this course. In the next video we did bear away further to the point of sail beam reach. Doing so we trimmed the sails by bearing away to the right angle to the wind. When we finally reached beam reach, the wind vane was in a 90 degrees angle to the boat. At this moment, the apparent wind blowed exactly from the side into the sails and then we can keep this course. But what happens if we continue to bear away? Which point of sail will we reach next and how will we recognize that we are on this course? The helmsman commands "ease sheets to broad reach" and pulls the tiller towards him. The bow continues to turn away from the wind and we bear away. The helmsman eases the main sheet and the crew eases the jib sheet. The wind vane turns forward with the apparent wind, and what happens now if we continue to bear away? The jib collapses because it gets in the slipstream of the mainsail. That's the sign for us that we did bear away too far. We are almost on downwind course. That is the next point of sail where the wind blows exactly from behind on the stern. So we head up again. For that the helmsman pushes the tiller a little bit and then the jib gets wind again and gets up again. As soon as the jib gets up, the helmsman pulls the tiller to the middle again, and now we have arrived at the point of sail broad reach. If we found broad reach that way and sail for example on a lake and would like to keep this course, we look out over the bow for a distinctive point ashore, for example a house or a tree, and then always sail towards it. Otherwise it is very difficult to sail the course accurate and to keep it. That's why it's easier when we are looking out for such a point on shore. On the open sea we need a compass to keep course. That was the point of sail broad reach. As a command to bear away from beam reach you can say "ease sheets to broad reach." Then at some point the jib collapses, the helmsman operates the tiller back to the middle and then pushes it away from him to head up a little bit. Then the jib gets wind again and gets up. The helmsman sets the tiller back to the middle and reports "sailing broad reach." If we now want to head up back to beam reach, the command can be "sheet into beam reach." And when beam reach is reached, the command can be "sailing beam reach." In the next video I will explain how we bear away from broad reach to the next point of sail called downwind. Everything I show in this video you also find in my book Learn to Sail with Captain Sailnator. There I describe everything very comprehensively step by step and explain a few more tips and tricks that I could unfortunately not show in this video. In the next video I will explain the point of sail downwind. You can find a link to the video in the video description. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel so you will not miss the next video. You also find a link to my book in the video description below. It is written in a way that you can prepare yourself for your next sailing lesson with the respective chapter and then repeat everything you learned afterwards. The book is also available in a colored version and as ebook, and book and ebook are great to prepare yourself for a sailing course and also to read during the course about what you are just doing. It is written in a practical way and I think your sailing instructor will explain everything in a very similar way, and after reading the book you will understand him better and faster and then you will even learn to sail faster. A link to the book can be found in the video description. I self-published the book and I would be glad if you buy it and support me as an independent author. Thank you very much.